Okay guys, so in this video we are looking at solving linear inequalities. Okay, so this is appropriate for GCSE 9 to 1 maths for the foundation tier and the higher tier. So it's the crossover topic or topics. Okay, yeah, so looking at grade 4, grade 5 GCSE maths, and this is a topic here that may well appear on a paper 2 and or a paper 3 for Edexcel, AQA, OCR and all the other examples, okay, for GCSE maths. Okay. Question number 1, solve 2x is less than or equal to 8. So treat it like an equation, guys. 2x means 2 times x, so I'm going to divide both sides by 2 to isolate and get x by itself. So x is less than or equal to 8 divided by 2, which is 4, guys. So x is less than or equal to 4. Now, a common question here that I do get asked a lot actually, especially in my tutoring actually lessons. Okay, what's the difference here between an equation and inequality? So an equation is true for for like a set of values here, for like 1, 2 or 3 values. An inequality takes a wide range of values. So for this inequality here to actually be satisfied, okay, x can take any value, okay, that is less than or equal to 4, guys. Okay, so x can equal 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, -1, -2, so on and so forth, and all like decimals here, obviously that are in between here, like each integer number. Okay, so 3.9, 3.99, 3.98, so on and so forth. Okay. So that's the main difference, but I solve it in the exact same way as an equation. Question number 2, solve 2x plus 1 is greater than 11. So I'm going to subtract 1 on both sides. So I get 2x is greater than 10. Dividing both sides by 2, I get x is greater than 5, guys. Okay, question number 3, I've got like a double inequality here actually, so taking my time. So I'm going to add 2 to all 3 sides of my inequality, guys. Yes, so obviously taking my time. So I'm going to add 2 to all the sides. 4 plus 2 is 6, is less than 5x, which is less than or equal to 15. Okay. Now dividing everything by 5, I get x is greater than 6/5 and less than or equal to 15/5, which is equal to 3. Okay, and that is my final answer for question number 3. Question number 4, solve this inequality when I'm going to add 12 to both sides of my inequality to balance it respectively. So I have 4x is less than or equal to 12. Dividing both sides by 4, okay, to isolate and get x by itself, we get that x is less than or equal to 3, guys. Okay, question number 5, work out the possible values of x when 2x plus 1 is greater than 3x minus 9. I'm going to subtract 2x on both sides, okay, to balance the inequality. Okay, I've got 1 is greater than x subtract 9 here, so being very careful here. 3x take away 2x is just 1x, or just x, and 2x minus 2x goes to 0. I'm now going to add 9 to both sides. Okay, 1 plus 9 is 10, so 10 is greater than x, or I can rewrite it as x is strictly less than 10. Okay, question number 6. If 3x is greater than 9, then what can we say about the value of 2x plus 4? So if I solve it, I'll get x is greater than 3. So x has to equal 3 to satisfy this inequality. So if I sub in x equals 4 into here, what am I going to get? Okay, I'm going to have 2 lots of 4 plus 4, so 2 times 4 is 8, and 8 plus 4 is 12. So the value of 2x plus 4 okay, as a minimum, okay, has to be greater than or equal to 12, okay? Okay, for like the integer side. Now, technically, you might say, well, hang on a second. What about, yeah, x equals 3.5? So that is also true here, but in terms of like the integer side of it, okay, it has to be like 12 or more, okay, for that, okay? But x can equal obviously like 3.1, let's say, okay, or 3.01, okay? And that will give me like an answer. So that'll be 6.02 plus 10, which is going to be ever. So this will always be bigger than or equal to 10. Okay. For that. Okay, so hopefully it makes sense. Question number 7. Calculate the possible values of this. Okay, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. So I'm going to have x plus 2 is less than or equal to 3 times 2, which is going to be 6. I'm then going to subtract 2 on both sides of my inequality to balance it respectively. I get x is less than or equal to 4, guys. Okay, question number 8. Solve this inequality when I'm going to multiply everything by 3 on both sides. So I get 3x plus 9 is greater than or equal to 4x minus 2. I'm now going to subtract 3x on both sides. Okay, so I'm going to have 9 is greater than or equal to x minus 2. I'm then going to add 2 to both sides to balance the inequality respectively. 9 plus 2 is going to be 11, so 11 is greater than or equal to x. Therefore, x is less than or equal to 11, guys. Okay, so hopefully it makes sense. This is question number 9. Solve 3 over x is less than 2. Well, I'm going to multiply both sides by x. Okay, so I'm going to multiply both sides by x. Okay, so I get 3 is less than 2x. Dividing both sides by 2, we get that 3 halves is less than x, guys. Okay, so x is greater than 3 halves. Okay, for that one. Question number 10. 2x plus 4 is less than or equal to x over 3 minus 2x. Well, I'm going to multiply everything by 3 first of all. So I'm going to have 6x plus 12 is less than or equal to x subtract 6x. Okay, so yeah, so being very, very, very careful here. I'm then going to obviously simplify the left-hand side here. So I'm going to have minus 5x here on this side. Okay, so I'm going to add 5x to both sides to balance it. Okay, so doing that is actually, so I'm going to actually get, so I'm going to get 11x plus 12 is less than or equal to 0. Okay, because minus 5x plus 5x goes to 0. Rearrange it, so subtract 12 and then divide through by 11. Okay, we have x is less than or equal to minus 12 elevenths. Okay. Question number 11, solve this inequality to find the value of x. I'm going to multiply both sides by 4. So 8 times 4 is going to be 32. That's greater than x minus 2. I'm now going to add 2 to both sides. Okay, 32 add 2 is going to be 34. So 34 is greater than x. Therefore, x is less than 34. Okay, question number 12. Solve the following inequality here. So it's a double inequality, so taking our time here. I'm going to multiply everything by 4. So 2 times 4 is 8, is less than x plus 2, and that's smaller than 16. I'm then going to subtract 2 on all sides of my inequality here to obviously balance it respectively. Okay, the direction here is important because it has to obviously follow like an order here. Okay, 8 take away 2 is going to be 6, and 16 take away 2 is going to be 14. Okay, question number 13. So solving an inequality to find the possible values of a. I'm going to expand the brackets. So I'm going to multiply out the left hand side. So I'm going to have 4a plus 12 is greater than 5a plus 16. Okay, I'm now going to subtract 4a on both sides to balance it respectively. So you actually get 12 is greater than a plus 16. Subtract 16 on both sides. So we get minus 4 is greater than a. Okay, so therefore a is less than minus 4. Okay, question number 14. So solve this inequality. So cross multiply. So I'm going to have 9 lots of this. So that'll be 27y plus 18 is greater than, okay, 25y plus 30, sorry, I apologize. Okay, I'm then going to subtract 25y on both sides, so I get 2y plus 18 is greater than 30. Subtract 18 on both sides, so I'm going to have 2y is greater than 12. Dividing both sides by the 2, we get y is greater than 6, guys. Okay, that's my solution for that one. Okay, this next one, solve this inequality here to find the value of b. So I'm going to subtract 4 on both sides first of all. Okay, so I have the square root of b is less than or equal to 1. I'm then going to square both sides, so I get b is less than or equal to 1 squared, which is equal to 1. Okay, 1 squared means 1 times 1, which is just 1. Okay, so b is less than or equal to 1, guys. Okay, this next one here is a bit more trickier. Okay, here I've actually got to multiply both sides by x plus 4 all squared, and it will become clear why here in a moment. Okay, because graphically I'm actually going to have here like a set of values here for this one here. So I'm going to multiply both sides here by the 4. So I'm going to have 4 lots of x plus 4 all squared. That's x plus 14. The reason for this, guys, is because if we plot this graphically, okay, we have like a rational function or irrational function here. So and we have that y equals 4 there. So we will end up having like this sort of shape here. Okay, or this sort of shape here, like that essentially, and it will actually cross at 2 sets of points essentially. Okay, yeah, so it's going to essentially cross like 2 sets of points. Okay, and if you're not sure about that, feel free to obviously plot that, or go on the Desmos website, and obviously plot that graph x plus 14 over x plus 4. Okay, and you will get like 2 sets of values for that. So expand this out. I'm going to have 4 lots of x squared plus 8x plus 16. That's going to be less than x plus 14. So if I attach you, so I'm going to have 4x squared for that one plus 32x plus 64 is less than this. Okay, I'm now going to subtract x on both sides, subtract the 4, okay, and then I've got like a quadratic inequality here that I can then solve. Okay, so then I've got 4x squared plus 31x plus 60 is less than 0, guys. Okay, So factorize this, if I can factorize it into 2x plus something, and then 2x plus something, if that works. Otherwise, it'll be 4x plus something, and then 4x plus something. Okay, so factors of 60. So I'm going to have 15 and 4, or 5 and 12. Okay, so 60 would be 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 4 and 15. Okay, 5 and 12, 6 and 10. Okay, so we're getting closer and closer to 7 doesn't go into it, 8 doesn't go into it, 9 doesn't go into it, so there might be my only factors. So then I'm going to obviously try some values here until obviously get plus 31. So I can get plus 32x, but not plus 31. So let's just write the kind of chest. I apologise. So I'm going to obviously factorise this. Sorry guys, I apologise for being a bit slow here. So you'll have, let's say 5 there and 12 there. Okay, that'll obviously be 32. Okay, so 4x plus 15 and then x plus 4. So 4x plus 15 and then x plus 4. That will obviously give you 31x is less than 0. So if you solve this inequality, guys, you'll have as follows. So your solution would be x is greater than minus 15 quarters, or x is less than minus 4, sorry. And they will be your two solutions, okay? Now for this one, like you rightly so, you might say, well, what actually times by x squared there actually? That one is because when you plot this that obviously appears here in the positive quadrant and the negative quadrant. And y equals 2, obviously, is going to cohere here. So that is why there is only like one solution here. But for this one there are actually two solutions, and they are my two solutions actually for that one there. Okay, so watch out for that actually for that one in the exam. Okay, question number 17 actually so last 3 questions. So solve this inequality. So I'm going to square both sides. Okay, so I'm going to have 25. 5 squared is going to equal 25, and then I'm going to subtract the 3, and I get x is greater than or equal to 22. Okay, this next one, solving this inequality, I'm going to subtract 2e on both sides. So minus 3 is less than or equal to 2e plus 5. Add the 5 to both sides. Sorry, minus 5 on both sides. I apologise. Okay, we get minus 8 is less than or equal to 2e. Dividing both sides by the 2, we get negative 4 is less than or equal to e, or e is greater than or equal to minus 4, or e is greater than or equal to negative 4. Okay, this one here, find the possible values of x when 2 brackets 3x plus 3 is greater than x minus 9. So expanding this bracket, I'm going to have 6x plus 6 is greater than x minus 9. Subtract the x on both sides, so I'm going to have 5x plus 6 is greater than negative 9. Subtract the 6 on both sides to balance the inequality. Okay, I'm going to get negative 15, actually, if I'm not actually mistaken, and then divide through by the 5, we get that x is greater than minus 3. So x is greater than minus 3. Question number 20, solve this inequality when I'm going to multiply everything by 2 on both sides. So I get 3 plus x is greater than 2x plus 4. I'm then going to subtract x on both sides. So we get 3 is greater than x plus 4. Subtract the 4 on both sides. 3 minus 4 is going to be negative 1. So negative 1 is greater than x, okay? Or conversely, x is less than negative 1, okay? And that's my solution to that inequality there, guys, okay? And there is the solution, or solutions here, for the first 4 questions here of that page, okay? Right, guys, that's the end of today's video looking at solving linear inequalities. Okay, hopefully it made sense. Any questions, any queries, guys, put it in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, please comment, please share, and please subscribe. And I'll see you all inside the next revision video. Okay, bye for now. Take care. All the best, guys. Speak soon. Okay.